Good evening, and I welcome you, students, for the important session of question answers. Main purpose is very clear that our purpose is to students that we want to revise as well as we want to solve different type of questions which will help us in the exams, because the problem is that as you have seen the type of papers which are coming, students, there are different type of questions which are being asked now. These questions are paragraphs. There are 1 marks question. There are question, students, which are 2 marks, reasoning assertive questions, MCQ questions,
Yes, sir.
numericals, and coursework is very large. The important thing is that we must continue to revise and solve different type of questions. That is what we are trying to give you, large questions as well as whatever questions are coming, we are trying to give a revision of that chapter also. With that objective, these sample papers are being solved, students, to help students score full marks in chemistry in the coming 2021 paper. As there is an uncertainty, but we know exams will be held anytime, any moment, and therefore we should be prepared for the papers. Okay, so we have now, these are section D 31 to 33 long answer type carrying 5 marks each. So students, we discussed with you 1 marks, 2 marks, three. Now there are 5 marks question. Let us see how, but again, you see there are different parts of the 5 marks also. As you can see, one, two, A, B, C, D like this. And there is a internal choice has been given in some of the questions to us, which is for the benefit of the students. First question, you can see 31, a student write balanced chemical equation for the following. And I tell you, students, we have studied which chapter it is from. 31. I am discussing, student, 31, a first part. We already know, student, when I say XCF6, student, this is which group? Group 18. I am talking of group 18. Just to give a revision of this, students, group 18. Group 18 are what, student? These are the what we call them as noble gases, student. And you are aware of compounds that these elements, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Only they were able to prepare the compounds of the xenon. And you know who prepared the first compound of xenon, student? You are aware of the Bartlett. The xenon fluorides were prepared, and XCF2, XCF4, XCF6 are known, student, and these fluorides are undergoing hydrolysis is a very, very important question, student, very important. When we have told you the fluorides of xenon, XCF6, student, it will react with water. And what happens, student? It also depends on how much water you are taking, how much water you are taking. With excess of water and less water, students, different type of reactions are taking place. So here he has not mentioned anything. He says complete hydrolysis of this. So when I am talking of complete hydrolysis, student, there could be more than one possibility. But here, what you will get, if I have XuF6, student, you are aware of that you will get an oxide and you will get HF. These are the products we are aware of, student, when we discuss the noble gas configuration and noble gas elements and their fluorides of them. Here, the important point is how do we know that these compounds will be formed, student? What is the trick? There is a trick in more to remember these reactions. What is the trick I want to tell you? How do we remember? What is the trick to remember? First, let me see. Xc is Xc. Here you have O3, student. There is one. Therefore, I have to write 3H2O. Now, if I write 3H2O, student, it becomes 6. Therefore, I will have to write 6HF. 6HF. Now it is balanced. What is the oxidation number of xenon here, student? Try to see. The oxidation number of xenon here is +6. F6 is -1, -6 plus 6. And you are going to be oxidized to the highest oxidation state again here to remember. This is -2. This is also +6 student. You will get oxide of xenon in the highest oxidation state and always get HF. HF is hydrogen fluoride. So this is a way to remember. This is a trick that +6 will give an oxide of +6 oxidation state. That must be XeO3 and HF. And then you have to balance the equation. So this is the answer for this, right? The complete hydrolysis balanced equation. Now he has said balanced, student. So you have to be careful as per the demand of the question. We have to write the complete balanced equation. One more type of question was asked on this. They asked student, is it a redox reaction? Is question was, is XCF6 hydrolysis? This question was given in another paper, student. Is XCF6 hydrolysis a redox reaction? That is a question in another paper. Can you tell me, is it a redox reaction, student? What do you think? Is it a redox or not? That is our question now. What is a redox reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place? Here the oxidation number of xenon remains the same. As you can see, +6 to +6. There is no change in oxidation number. No change in oxidation number, student. Therefore, it is not a redox reaction. This was a different question. I am telling you why I am devising the entire course and giving you more possible questions from such questions which are given in this paper. It is not a redox reaction. Therefore, I would say, student, you should take the NCERT book and you should be able to write the hydrolysis of these fluorides of xenon. They are very, very important questions. Hydrolysis of XeF2, XeF4, XeF6. Question could be there on write the equations for hydrolysis. One of the question can come in the paper. Very important, very important. So what will you do? Take NCERT book and write down the hydrolysis reactions of XeF2, XeF4 and XeF6. Very important question. One of these questions can be asked to students. Make sure that you do this. These are very important. Every year they are being given as a question, just as here they have given XeF6. Now question number 2, disproportionation reaction of orthophosphorus acid, student. Very important, very important. Now I discussed with you, student, oxo acids of phosphorus. Now here I am talking of B oxo acids of phosphorus, student. Very important. And there are many oxo acids of phosphorus in the book. H3PO4, H3PO3, H2P2O7. So many oxo acids of phosphorus. They contain phosphorus, oxygen double bond, and OH bonds, and pH bonds also. Very important to study the very important oxo acids of one of that could come. Now he's saying disproportionation reaction of orthophosphorus acid. First, you should know the formula of orthophosphorus acid, student. Can you tell me, students, what is the formula of orthophosphorus acid? Very important question. Orthophosphorus acid, student, H3PO3, H3PO3, students. Now, orthophosphorus, H3PO3, you see the oxidation number, you can calculate here. What do you mean by disproportionation reaction? One of such questions are always given, student. That there will be simultaneous oxidation and reduction. So what happens, student? You are aware when you heat, if you heat, student, if you heat orthophosphorus acid, you will get phosphine and phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. To balance it, student, balance it. So what you will get 3H3PO4. This is the equation. What is the oxidation number of phosphorus, student? This is plus 3, then this is minus 6. Then it will be what? Plus 6, plus 3. What is the oxidation number of this? Plus 3. This phosphorus is in plus 3 oxidation. What is happening here, student? Plus 3 minus 8. This is plus 5. Plus 3. And what is this? Hydrogen is plus 3. Then this is minus 3. See, the phosphorus is undergoing, student, this plus 3 to minus 3. Reduction. And plus 3 to plus 5. This is oxidation. So simultaneous oxidation and reduction of phosphorus takes place. Such reactions are known as disproportionation reaction. Very, very important question. Such a question is repeatedly being asked in the paper, students. Is it clear or there is any doubt? I told you disproportionate reaction.
Clear, sir. Full clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so make sure if you have doubt, you can ask the question, student. This proportionation reactions are very important. That was 31 second. Disproportionation. One of the questions is usually asked in the paper on disproportionation reaction. Student, simultaneous oxidation and reduction of the same element takes place. So also this is important because this reaction involves the preparation of phosphine. Phosphine gas, student, is important, is in our course. How to prepare phosphine PH3. It's poisonous gas. So it can be prepared by heating the orthophosphorus. And questions are also coming, student, on the structures of these oxo acids of phosphorus. Important questions are there on oxo acid. The structure of this, draw the structures. One of the questions is coming in the paper, student. Draw structures of oxo acids of phosphorus. After the class, student, you can take NCERT book and study. These are the topics to be revised, which I want. You must be prepared with it. There will be a question on that. Whatever is important, we are telling you, we are solving also. Next question, student. You are getting 1 mark here, 1 mark here. This will also be 1 mark question, student. 1 and 1. Total becomes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how the answers of 5 marks question. 5 marks question, students. The structure of the noble gas species which is isostructural will BrO3, student. Again, such a question has been asked so many times. Isostructural means what, student? Isostructural. B. Isostructural. Let us see if those which are having the same number of electrons, these are isostructural. If they are having the same number of electrons, students, rather noble gas species. Noble gas species. Here you have BrO3 minus, student. What is Br? Has got 7 electrons in the outermost shell, and 1 extra gains means 8. And this is forming 3 bonds, student. 3 bonds with oxygen. How do we say that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Br minus, if it has 8 electrons. And each oxygen, forms a double bond. Each oxygen forms a double bond. This is 1 oxygen. Another oxygen, double bond. This is also double bond oxygen. Then you will be left. These will be then 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. Total 4. Got it? Four electron domains are there. Now the element which has Br has 7 plus 1, 8, which will be xenon. And what is that compound, students, which is isostructural with this? Now you will have XCO3. Again, in xenon, there are 8 electrons. This is, and you are forming 3 bond pairs. 3 bond pairs and one lone pair. Now that will mean sp3 hybridization, and but one is lone pair. Lone pair is not visible. Then when you draw the structure, student, I already told you how do you show. This is a tetrahedral, but there are three double bonds, and there is a lone pair of electron. So what will be the shape of this then? This is a structure. What structure is this, students? What is this called? Pyramidal. Pyramidal structure. Important question, students. So easy to draw it. Lone pairs are not visible when you see. So pyramidal structure of XCO3, student. This is isostructural with BRO3. This question, important question. Got it? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. See, every question, every word I'm writing, note down, because questions could be changed in the paper, but we can't do rattebaji, students. We have to understand. If you understand, then you are better off because you can easily answer the questions. Next question, considering the parameters such as bond dissociation enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, hydration, compare the oxidizing power of F2 and Cl2, students. So what answer you are giving? Just I will find some space, student, for this is important question, has been asked many times, students. Oxidizing power depends on which factor, or you have found the standard electrode potential value, student. It depends on which factor. They are already written you in the paper what they were asking for.
Yes, sir.
See the question, considering the parameters bond dissociation enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, and hydration enthalpy, compare the oxidizing power of F2, he says. See one important point. If I consider FF, the bond dissociation enthalpy of fluorine, enthalpy of FF is lower than ClCl, because small and compact size and high electron repulsion. ठीक है? That we know. And what happens, students? Second, fluorine electron gain enthalpy less negative, students, less negative than Cl. Because of the compact and small size, there is a strong electron repulsion. There is a strong electron repulsion in this case. Then third factor, student, what happens? The hydration enthalpy, students, which will also be important. The two factors more than compensates less negative electron gain enthalpy. So what will happen? And hydrogen, but F minus hydrogen enthalpy is much higher, than Cl minus, Due to small size, this hydrogen enthalpy is much higher. Therefore, student, the total effect of these three factors, or the result of these three factors together, or what we call cumulative effect of these three factors, students. The cumulative effect of these three factors, students, makes F2 strongest oxidizing agent. F2 strongest oxidizing agent. So fluorine is a stronger, most powerful oxidizing agent as compared to F2. That is the answer. What is the answer? F2 oxidizing power more than this. Okay? Can we do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. Why is Ka2 is less than Ka1 for H2SO4? How will we answer this question, students? How will we answer this question? I think you already know the answer. We have discussed it so many times. It's important, students. Once one proton is lost, then what you get? It has a negative charge HSO4. Then it is more difficult to dissociate the second proton from a negatively charged ion. How do we write answers in the paper? That's what I'm telling you. One question, I discussed so many questions with that. We have to show it in the paper. All this work has to be shown, students, in the exam.
Sir, my mic is mute because it's hard for me to speak right now, so I can't answer very.
What happened?
Sir, my mic is mute because I can't talk right now. My throat is hurting. Cough.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. You are able to see the board now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. We will get the video of that also. Let me see what we are getting. Where is that called? Okay. Now the next question is coming, student. This one, sulfuric acid. How sulfuric acid ionizes? First, it will ionize to produce H plus and HSO4 minus, students. That is my Ka1. Now, second ionization means H plus SO4 2 minus Ka2. So this will be less than first one because the second proton is more difficult to remove because it is already a negatively charged. What we write, student? H2SO4 donates a proton, student. We should write aqueous because this is aqueous, student. Donates a proton easily because it is neutral. But HSO4 minus, student, HSO4 minus is a negatively charged species. Okay? So becomes negatively charged. So it is negatively charged, therefore has less tendency to donate proton. Okay? Less tendency to donate H plus. Therefore, students, the answer is that Ka1 is much larger than Ka2. This is the answer we have to write in the paper. Now, internal choice is coming in the questions. Internal choice. Explain the following, students. HF is a weaker acid than H Cl in aqueous solution. Student, what happens? HF, if I compare HF student and HCl, this will form stronger intermolecular hydrogen bonding will take place. What happens here? You have HF. This is positive, this is negative. There will be stronger intermolecular hydrogen bonding. What we have, students? Stronger intermolecular hydrogen bonding is taking place in HF. So here fluorine is highly electronegative. There is a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. PCl5 is ionic nature in solids. Students, we have discussed this very important question. How the PCl5 exists actually in the solid state? PCl5 exists, student, as two ions, as ions. Student, consists of ions. What are the ions which are present in PCl5? We have discussed that this PCl5 students, this is existing as ionic form. What is the ionic form of this? You have two type of ions, student. PCl4 is there, and PCl6, ionic form of that PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus. Even this will become tetrahedral and this will become octahedral. The shape will also be different, student. So on melting, these ions become free to move, hence they can conduct electricity. It is ionic in nature in the solid state because it exists in the form of ions. It is existing in the form of ions, student. These are the ions which are formed. It is ionic in nature. Ionic in nature. Therefore, see how the question answers are written. Students, be careful. Another important question, SF6 is inert towards hydrolysis. All these questions are very important, student. They have been asked repeatedly in the paper. They have been asked repeatedly in the paper. What is the reason SF6 is, student, inert towards hydrolysis? What is it? What is the shape of the SF6? You have seen the shape of SF6, student. It is octahedral, symmetric molecule, octahedral symmetric. This SF6, students, if we see the shape of that, we find some space for it. Very important questions for the paper, student. You should be aware of these questions before you go to the paper because they can be asked. What happens in SF6, students? What happens in SF6? This actually has octahedral and octahedral. So how it will be the geometry of this? Now you can see the 6 fluoride ions, they are completely surrounding the sulfur. Therefore, the 6 SF is sterically protected. This is octahedral, symmetric, and sterically protected for attack by H2O. So H2O cannot attack it, student. It is sterically totally, there is no way. These are completely surrounding the 6 fluoride ion are completely surrounding the sulfur. So what attack of water is not possible on sulfur, students. Therefore, what will happen, students? The result of this is that this SF6 is inert, becomes inert towards hydrolysis. This question has been asked in the paper. Many times it has been asked. Note it down, students. Next question, important student. When I discussed the oxoacids of phosphorus, oxoacids of sulfur also, and I told you here important questions are going to come in the paper, students. Important questions are expected on what? Oxoacids of sulfur and oxoacids of phosphorus. Always they are asking such questions in the paper. And you already know H3PO3. H3PO3, how will you draw the structure of H3PO3, student? Important. Can you draw the structure? It has been asked so many times. Draw the structure of H3PO3, students. See, these are oxoacids of phosphorus. When we draw the structure, how it looks like. You have P double bond O. You have OH. How many? 3 oxygens are there only. You have OH. How many oxygens? 3 oxygen gone. 1 phosphorus oxygen double bond OH. Then only 1 H is left. So there are only two ionizable H plus, because there are only 2 OH bonds. You can see 2 OH bonds. Can you see that 2 OH bonds, students? So it will produce only 2 H plus. Therefore, students, it is diprotic. It is, we have discussed this in our lectures in great detail. Diprotic acid. Important question, students. OH, hydrogen attached with oxygen are ionizable because oxygen is electronegative element. It can release the proton. This is not an acidic hydrogen, but it becomes a reducing agent. This pH bond can easily break. It becomes a reducing agent. Can you note down? This is important question. We have discussed this H3PO2 also. We discussed H3PO4 also. We discussed structures. Always we go back to NCERT and study the structures of H3PO2, H3PO4, and H3PO3. Here all the structures should be known to you. Study the structures, how to draw it. Students, very important question is likely to come from this chapter. Next question on the screen, student. Out of noble gases, only xenon is known to form established chemical compounds. What answer you are giving for the students? What was the reason why the first compound of xenon was prepared, and who prepared it? You are now aware of that. I am talking of little bit of history of that. You know, Neil Bartlett. I'm talking of Neil Bartlett, student, was able to prepare the first compound of xenon. Because why? The ionization enthalpy, first ionization enthalpy of xenon is almost equal to first ionization enthalpy of O2 molecule. So that was the reason, because they have already prepared a compound of oxygen with platinum hexafluoride, O2 plus PTF6. After that, they started preparing the compounds of xenon, because the first ionization enthalpy of xenon is almost equal to first ionization enthalpy of molecular oxygen. I'm saying O2 is molecular oxygen, not the atomic oxygen. Very important, because this question has been asked many times. Got it? Got the answer? Most, they were having almost same uh, molecular oxygen. Molecular oxygen is having first ionization enthalpy around 11. What was the value? If you remember, 1175 kilojoule per mole, students. And for this was 1170 kilojoule per mole. So they are almost equal. Therefore, they could prepare the compounds of the xenon. Okay? Noted? See how many questions are there. All important questions are being solved here. All important questions are being solved here. Students, pay attention, because these questions could be in the paper. Okay. Coming next, student, predict the major products obtained by heating hydrogen iodide with methoxybenzene. It's an important question. Important question, student. 32A. These are the reactions of ethers now. Ethers. You have studied this in the chapter of ether, student. OCH3. This is my methoxybenzene, students. Methoxybenzene. When you heat it with HI, student, what product will be formed? You have to write the product. Very important, student. Very important. The cleavage of carbon oxygen bond will take place, but which will cleave more easily, student. This is difficult to cleave because this has a partial double bond character. You have seen there's a lone pair of electrons, student, and there will be a partial double bond character here. So this is bond is difficult to break, student. Then what will the products you will write in the paper? You are aware of the reactions of ether with HI. What happens? These bonds are broken, student. Which one will be alkyl halide, another will be alcohol. In this case, you will always get phenol and methyl iodide. This is the answer for this question, student. Very important. Because hydrogen, this bond is going to break, not this one. So methyl iodide and phenol, student. This is our phenol, and that is our iodomethane. Or so methyl iodide, and what you get is phenol. This is the answer of the A part, student. Identify the name of the reaction associated with following half equations and write the main organic product. I have discussed some very important name reactions, student. 32B part. Some name reactions we have solved, student, in the organic chemistry. And we have said that you must go. I have already uploaded in my YouTube these important name reactions. And students, I advise that you must go through them. Very important for the exam. Very, very important. What is the name of this reaction, student? Chloroform, NH, and what products will be formed, student? You are aware of Reimer-Tiemann reaction, student. There are two reactions I discussed: Kolbe's reaction and Reimer-Tiemann reaction. So you are aware of the Riemann-Tiemann reaction, students. What is the product when this is a Riemann-Tiemann reaction? And what will be the product, student? You will get OH, salicylaldehyde. Important product. There was another reaction also, we told you, Kolbe's reaction. Carbon dioxide, when I used, student, what we get? Salicylic acid, which was used for the preparation of aspirin. Next, student, second part of this. If you have, this is our methoxybenzene, student, which is also called anisole. Very important. Anisole, students. It is reacted with this. What type of reaction is this, student? You already know. Anhydrous AlCl3. This will be Friedel-Crafts. Friedel-Crafts alkylation, students. Friedel-Crafts alkylation. And what is the product? OCH3 is nothing but ortho para directing group, student. You are aware of it. This will be, this has lone pair of electron, students, and this will be ortho para directing. So you will get a mixture of products, ortho and para. The major product will be para, students, and minor product will be ether. So what you are getting? OCH3, students, and you have CH3 plus OCH3, OCH3, students, and OCH3 and, students, para, CH3 para. So that is the major product, and this is your minor product. Next question, arrange the following compounds in increasing order of acid strength. Very important. Acidity of phenol is an important question, student. You are aware of that. How do you arrange them according to increasing acidity? You have, first you should be able to draw the structure. You have phenol, 3-nitrophenol, 2-methylphenol, 3-nitrophenol, and 2-methylphenol. Electron withdrawing groups. Electron withdrawing group will increase the acidity. You know about it. And electron releasing group. This is 2-methylphenol. This is electron releasing, student. It will, electron releasing group will do what, student? You are aware of it. This is electron releasing. It will decrease the acidity. So which will be the most acidic, student? Arrange in increasing order. Increasing order. So this, the first will be the most acidic will be this one. This will be number 1, most acidic. Most acidic. And this will be least because it is electron releasing. Therefore, student, you can easily arrange them now. This is at 1, this is at number 2, this is 3. This is the least acidic. Arrange them in increasing order. So 3 is less than 2 is less than 1. You draw the structures of these. This is the answer. This is the answer. Right? Predict the major product of the catalyzed dehydration of methyl cyclohexanol, student. Where is 1-methyl cyclohexane? What is that? OH, CH3. So dehydration means loss of water. This hydrogen can be lost. This can be lost, or this. Which is the more stable? More substituted alkenes are more stable than what will be the product, student? Important question. Important question. Acid catalyze H plus minus H2O. Loss will be there from. There are 2 hydrogens here. Or this. Any of this can be, either this can go this, but major product will be. Then we can write the major product, student. This one. That is the answer of this, student. What is the IUPAC name of this compound, student? Important. They may ask you in the paper. This is 1-methyl cyclohexene. 1-methyl cyclohexene, students. Note down everything, students. Note down everything. All these questions, student, important. How you have to write the answers. We are trying to explain you, students. Note down the answers. Note down the answers. We'll solve more questions. Okay.
Copied, sir. Copied.
You are given benzene, concentrated sulfuric acid, NaOH. You write the preparation of phenol. Important question, student. How do we prepare phenol from benzene? 32 or choice. Internal choice is given here. Internal choice is given. Second part. Benzene. You are aware of how you prepare benzene sulfonic acid, students? Concentrated H2SO4, SO3H, benzene sulfonic acid, students. Important reaction. Then you fuse with NaOH. Then what you get, student? This was at 573 Kelvin. You can compare NCRT, students. And you are given HCl. Then you will get phenol. See, these are the steps you have to write in the paper, students. Like this. Concentrated H2SO4 I have used, NaOH I have used, dilute HCl I have used, I have prepared phenol from this. Phenols can be prepared from benzene sulfonic acid. Benzene sulfonic acid is prepared by the reaction of concentrated sulfuric acid with benzene. This was our students' A part. Second, now we are coming to B. The following is not appropriate reaction for the preparation of p-butyl ether. What is this reaction, students? When we were preparing ethers by Williamson method, we have told you that if we use tertiary alkyl halides, elimination will take place. So students, what will happen in this case, students? CH3, 3CCl. If you are doing this reaction, then elimination will take place rather than student substitution, elimination versus substitution. We told you this important point in the NCRT. If you have doubt, you can see. So what will be the product in this case, students? What will be the product? So what will happen in this case, student? What he says, what would be the major product of the given reaction? So you will get, student, it is a 3 degree alkyl halide. So elimination will take place and we will get an alkene, student. And that alkene you already know. How do you write that alkene, student? If I take this CH3, student, CH3, Cl. This will produce HCl will lost CH3, C double bond, CH2 and CH3. You will get this alkene. So alkene will be formed, this one. Elimination will take over. So he says, write suitable reaction for the preparation of tertiary butyl ethyl. If you want to prepare this, student, then what you should use? You should use, students, primary alkyl halide. CH3, CH2Cl and tertiary alkoxide. So what I will use, students? CH3, 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 O minus, Na plus. Then Williamson synthesis. What was this? You are aware of Williamson synthesis, students? Now what will happen? This and this will be lost. What will you get? C CH3 CH3 CH3O CH2 CH. So you will prepare tertiary butyl ethyl ether. This is tertiary butyl ethyl ether. Tertiary butyl ethyl ether. ठीक है? Clear? Note down everything. Note down. These are the way, student. 5 marks question. How they are coming. You can see
Yes,
that.
sir.
All right. Then this ends up the session here. We will continue with more type of question next time. So keep on revising the course. Keep on solving questions, and practice is required. We will try to do large number of questions and give complete revision of the course, so that by the time the question papers are coming, you will have done most of the questions within our sample papers and others. So my best wishes, and we'll see you in the next class. Okay, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.